Hello, Fight Insight fans, viewers, and listeners. I'm the host formerly known as Timbo Slice, and with me as always is my co-host, Princey D. Today's episode, we are extremely excited to talk to an MMA legend about his new action comedy movie, Lumpia II. We discuss Logan Paul Mayweather fight. We talk about Jake Paul Woodley fight, and we preview UFC Fight Night Rozenstruik versus Sakai, as well as a special edition of Fight on Sight. So here we go, Prince.
Yeah, it's Timmy B, Princey D, Fight in Sight. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Our guest today is an NCAA gold medalist in wrestling, an MMA legend with 20 professional fights, including 14 victories. More than that, he is regarded by many as one of the most nicest guys in MMA due to his contributions to sport, to wrestling, and to the community at large. Now he's shooting for a double leg takedown on an acting game and is the star and co-producer of a comedy action movie named Lumpia II with a Vengeance. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim, let's welcome the Filipino Wrecking Machine, Mark Muñoz.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, there he
Mike,
is.
I know you like that. You like the intro, eh?
Oh, man, I like that, man. Dude, that was a great introduction, man. Thank you so much.
You ain't got nothing on Buffer, right? So trust me,
Yeah.
nothing on me, man. They got nothing on me,
awesome,
baby.
That's awesome.
Hey, Mark, thank you so much for coming, Mark. We appreciate this so much. This is crazy that you're here. Where are you at right now? Like, where in the U.S.?
I'm actually in San Juan Capistrano at the in my office for Fairmont Schools, and right now I'm actually the head wrestling coach here at Fairmont Schools, and I'm looking to build a program here. So, so if there's any wrestlers out here on the podcast and you live in this area or you want to move, come on out. I'd love to coach you up.
That's awesome, Mark. And I know when we follow you on Instagram, like, you do so much stuff with the community, and Prince talked about it in his intro. And actually one of the fan questions also talks about that, because they know about how much you do for the community and for kids. So that's awesome work that you do.
Oh my gosh, there's something going on. I can't hear you guys.
Hold on.
Something cut
You got
out.
us there?
Can I call you guys back?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry,
Call
guys.
back. No worries.
No worries.
Let me call you back.
Okay.
Guys, we're gonna continue.
Live, baby.
Live. It's all good. But
So-
we know how to bounce back, Tim. We know how to bounce back. We'll be fine.
So because we're on limited time while he's calling back, very quickly, Floyd Money Mayweather versus Logan Paul happens this Sunday. Who's your pick?
They're not gonna throw away this one, and Floyd's gonna have he will take a win. He's not gonna go in there and take a loss.
Yeah.
You saw what happened in some of his exhibition fights. One of the fighters kickboxer over in China, and he dominated him. I think in the first round or so. I think it's gonna be Floyd. Floyd's gonna it's gonna knock him. I think this is it. Like there's no way if he wins. Oh my gosh!
No,
I know. That's what we said about, that's what we were talking about, Ben, right? There's no way.
No, okay, well, hold on. You and Michael Courier both said that Paul was going to win. I was the only guy going for Ben, for goodness sake.
Yes.
Okay, but you're saying
Mayweather.
I'm saying Mayweather, right?
Yes.
No chance of anything different.
There's no chance. There's no way. You're not listen, Mayweather's perfect record is what keeps him. Right?
All right, here's Mark.
What's up, guys? I'm sorry
got
about
it?
that.
No worries.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no worries.
I don't know what happened there, man.
Hey,
Mark,
All of a sudden, I couldn't hear you.
That's perfect, because that's just another Filipino struggle. There's lost connection. Right? Pasensya, there's no connection, walang load. That was
walang connection.
walang connection, anak ng wedding kuya eh.
Ay nako, Diyos ko.
Diyos ko, live pa to eh. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
Mark, we will get to it just in case any other problems. Also, I do know that I do recognize that ay nakoy. That means like, oh my goodness, right?
Yeah,
or like, oh my gosh.
Ay nako, yeah. Ay
My-
nako. Yeah.
My best friend growing up, Filipino guy John, his mother used to always say that to us
Yeah. Yeah.
when we only play video games like all day,
Yeah.
and she'd come down.
Yeah.
"Ay, nakoy."
Yeah, she said that. I'm sure she said that
Oh.
with some other explicitives afterwards.
Probably. All right,
And-
Mark, you are here because you're promoting your new movie, Lumpia II.
Yep.
Pretty amazing. Tell us about the movie. What can we expect in this movie?
So this movie is a sequel to the first movie, and so this movie is called Lumpia II, but Lumpia with a Vengeance. And the main character his name is called Kuya. You know, so Kuya is
Mark, okay.
yeah, Kuya Mark. So Kuya was bullied when he was younger, and now he actually uses the skills that he learned in martial arts to be able to help people in need. You know, so he is now a person that is an avenger. You know, going around helping the community out and subduing his, I guess, enemies with a golden deep fried wrap lumpia. So,
Hey, Mark, before you continue, just in case where
Yeah.
people are like, what is he talking about? What is lumpia?
yeah,
Listen, right, you go, guys. Here we go is an example of a lumpia.
there you go.
There you go,
brother.
right?
They're golden brown and fresh. Take a crunch out of that, bro. Yeah, that's
I'm
what's
set
up.
up.
Ang sarap naman, huh?
Right?
So,
Just so anyone wants to know, lumpia is actually high in vitamins F, A, and T.
that's right.
This is-
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Now, Mark, we do want to give a shout out because a great restaurant here in Toronto sent us some lumpia. Prince, can you mention the name of the restaurant?
Yeah, shout outs to our boys at Islas Restaurant. Mark, Mark, guess what the chef's name is?
Boo boy.
That's a good guess. His name is Mark. Mark
Oh,
with a
I
C.
like his name. Mark
Right?
with a C? Okay. I
It's
like his
super
name
pokey,
anyways.
right?
Oh yeah, he's
And
pokey
so-
if his name is Mark. He's pokey
And
if his
so-
name is Mark for sure.
Mark, the lumpia at this place. If you ever come up to Toronto, we will get you some of this guy's food.
Hey,
It
man,
was so
fly me out.
amazing.
I'll do a
We-
seminar for everybody there for sure.
Whoa,
I'll do
whoa.
a seminar on
So-
how to rap lumpia too, bro.
Wow. You can multitask like that, Kuya?
Heck
Oh
yeah,
my-
man. While I'm choking somebody out, I'll teach you how to rap lumpia too.
It's an athletics and a cooking class all in one.
Heck yeah, man.
Mark,
There
we
you
had
go.
we
The
were
first
supposed to do
ever.
this. We were supposed to do this podcast yesterday. So Prince delivered me some lumpia from Islas restaurant. I
Damn.
cooked them up, ready to go for the podcast. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it didn't happen last night.
Yeah.
There are no more lumpia in my house, Mark. We ate them all. They are all
yeah,
gone.
I know, man. That's what happens, man. Fresh out the deep
Yeah.
fryer, man. You got to eat them, dude.
That's
They're
it.
fresh.
Yeah.
They're fresh and golden brown, bro. Like that's how you're supposed to eat them.
Mike, you know what? We're living up to standards now. We cooked them in an air fryer just to be healthy.
Dang, I've never tried that before, bro. I never tried that.
You gotta
Yeah,
try it out. It's not. Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Because us, all the Filipinos over here have high blood pressure and they're taking
And
taking
diabetes.
Lipitor and
Yeah.
diabetes. No, they're saying it wrong too. It's diabetes.
Diabetes.
So you take a insulin too, anak ng wedding talaga.
Ay, nako, Diyos ko.
All right, Mark. The movie that you're in, Lumpia 2, it looks amazing. Like in the trailers, it looks so good. And Danny Trejo is in it as Taquito Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. But the movie was funded by Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter. So in the first movie, it was a Kickstarter event that had to get funded through just people that wanted to see the project get launched, and so that's how it happened. And now we're talking to producers and executives from distributors. So we're looking to get this into distribution, and it's going to be pretty sweet, man.
So, Mark, let me ask you. So, how can people watch this movie? Where can you stream it? Because I tried streaming it, man, and I
Yeah.
couldn't find the link. So, how could people watch this movie?
So you can go to lumpiamovie.com
Mm-hmm.
and for all the updates as far as like screenings and showings, you can go there for all the information. And then if you have any questions about current showings or recent happenings with the movie, you can email and find the contact information on there.
Oh, perfect, perfect. And I went on, and you guys even have like, you guys got comic books. You've got like
Yep.
all these videos like you can send out as well. So it looks
Yep.
amazing, man. The movie looks sick. So can't wait to be able to watch it here in Canada, though.
That's awesome, man.
That's for
Yeah, it's
sure.
awesome. It's awesome.
So right now, so Mark, so before UFC fighter, and now you're a movie star. Which one do you think is? Which one do you like the most?
Man, it's kind of hard to hit people not actually hitting them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
You got to hold back, right? You got to hold back every time you
Yeah.
throw it, right? Like,
It's crazy, man. Like, because I'm used to like hitting them and really hitting them. Now it's like, hey, welcome back.
I'm so sorry, Mark.
It's all good. Hey, we just got to learn how to roll with the punches, just like Lumpia, man. So
you got
know,
that. That's
yeah.
it. And what's the wrestling move for that? When you got to roll over before guys got to like slam you. There's a way. I think there's a move.
It's called a Granby roll. Granby roll. You learn how to
Granby
Granby
roll.
roll. Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
Granby roll. For
So
sure.
what's a Granby roll again? So it's when you gotta.
It's like when someone lifts you up for a mat return,
Mhm.
and then you kind of roll over your shoulders as you hit the mat. Then you're able to you're able to roll through and then face your opponent. So that's what it is. And I mean, there's a lot of different rolls, man. I mean, you can do a Granby roll, you can do a Peterson roll, you can do a Fat Man roll, you can do there's a lot of different rolls, man. So
Mark, how about the California roll?
yeah, bro, I love California rolls. Even shrimp tempura rolls too, man.
That's
Oh,
it, man.
You know what I'm
Man.
saying?
Next time, hey, when you're up here, we'll have some sushi. We got some of the best sushi in the
Bro.
world, baby.
Hey,
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that, man. Hey, fly me out, man. I'm telling you, I would do a seminar. And we can roll some lumpia too, man. So I'll show people how
Sounds
to
good.
roll some lumpia.
Nice.
Shanghai,
Hey.
and vegetable, man.
Yo,
So
Mark, look at this guy, man.
Yeah.
Look at the movie star, chef / actor. Like, come on, man. Look
Yeah,
at
what's
this, a
up,
UFC
man?
fighter. Come
yeah,
on.
that's what's up, man.
Nice. And I know we're going to put all the links to everything down below on our YouTube comment section. For those listening
Awesome.
to us, we'll put all the links in our YouTube. So come and check that out.
Cool.
On Kickstarter, I saw you can order like comics and stuff about the movie too, right?
Yes, you can. And it's interesting too because there's actually a volume series on Lumpia and Lumpia with a Vengeance. So so you can get multiple copies of the comic book for sure.
Well, that's awesome. No, it looks
Yeah.
great. And in the movie, it's got like a lot of comic book stylings, right? Like
Yep.
the images
Yep.
and stuff, because I saw that in the
Yeah.
trailer. So it looks
Yeah.
right down my alley for a movie I'd want to watch.
That's
So I
what's
can't
up,
wait.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait
So
till
we
we
try
see it.
Yeah, so we try to kind of liken it to like Spider-Man or like all the Avenger movies and stuff like that. So it's man, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, that's amazing, Mark. I do have some fan questions to ask you.
For sure.
So we were asked the fans, and one is one of our prior guests, Michael Courier. He fights in combat jiu-jitsu. And
Nice.
He teaches out at Impact Fountain Hills
Yep.
in Arizona. And he was asking, knowing all the stuff that you do for youth, what is the best way to make an impact on youth wrestling in your area?
So the best way to impact youth wrestling is to be able to, if there's no clubs in the area, to be able to, wrestle in the youth circuit. You can open up your own wrestling club and be able to coach those kids and lead them to different tournaments. Because part of the youth circuit, what you're trying to do is you're trying to help them get a jump start in their high school career. And in their high school career, what happens in their high school career is they get seen by like college coaches and all that stuff, going to big tournaments. And when you go to big tournaments, college coaches are there recruiting. And if you win or place high in those national tournaments, then coaches will see you, and then they'll start recruiting you, and then they'll throw you some money. So
Nice.
so that's how you impact kids, and more than that, to be able to use what you love to do and use your talents, gifts, and abilities to be able to impact them in a positive way, so and lead them in a direction where they're prosperous, and be able to teach what you love to do, man. I mean, that's what I'm doing now, man. I'm loving what I do, and I'm doing what I love,
Hey,
so
hey, Mark, I just want to say something. Speaking of youth,
yeah.
man, your son Trey, wow.
Yeah, he's the
Mark,
man.
let me ask you, how many pounds of adobo and chicharron and kare kare and
Yeah,
lumpia you feeding this boy? I saw. Okay,
yeah,
let me tell you, because I follow you, Mark, and I've seen your
yeah,
family. I've seen Trey grow up. I'm like,
yeah.
whoa, who is this man?
Yeah, man. He ate his fair share of lumpia. Every time he went to Lola's house,
Yeah.
he just stayed by the kitchen and just steady ate lumpia, sinigang, nilaga,
Ew.
adobo, kare kare, dinagoan, with rice upon rice upon rice, man. So, I mean, I mean, I'm telling you, man, like my mom, man, she cooks, and my kids all know how to wrap lumpia, how to cook lumpia. All my kids know how to cook adobo. I mean, it's
Wow.
just them. I'm telling you, man, like we're definitely keeping the Filipino culture alive in our household for
Well,
sure.
Yeah,
that's it,
that's
Mark. That's
amazing,
it.
Mark.
Yeah, yeah,
Next question is from Red Rum Venom. He
yeah.
asks, "What do you consider the most important part of your daily routine?"
What do I consider most? I would say coaching up my kids, man. I mean, that's my even when I was fighting, I was coaching a youth wrestling club, um, coaching all my fighters, and fighting myself, training myself. So I think the most important part is for me using my talents, gifts, and abilities, and helping those that want to learn from me, and putting them on a path where they can be successful learning mixed martial arts or wrestling. So
That's awesome.
on top of that is teaching them life character, attributes too. Desire, direction, diligence, discipline, dedication, integrity, character, leadership, all that stuff. To be able to be successful in life, not just on the mat. So I definitely use all the things that they learn on the mat, and I try to apply it into their life. And so I truly believe if they learn how to do that, man, because what you learn what you I mean, not necessarily is what you learn on the mat you'll learn how to do in life. You got to learn how to transition those skills into life. And so, like, take for example, if I'm learning how to double leg somebody and it's not working, well, I got to find out what I'm doing wrong and how to do it. Because if I don't correct those things, it's never going to happen for me in a live match situation. So I got to learn how
Right.
to, ask a coach, ask questions, or use my resources to be able to ask questions and gain knowledge and wisdom in those positions. So therefore, later I can finish them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's in life you got to do the same thing. If something's going wrong, you got to ask your mentors, you got to ask your teachers, you got to ask your coaches, you got to ask somebody that can help you in that arena, whether it be your marriage, whether it be a boss situation in your job, whether it be collecting knowledge from somebody that's already in that field that you want to get into, something like that, man. I mean, I try to plant those thought processes in everybody I come into contact with.
That's awesome. Thanks,
Yeah, man.
Mark.
Yo, Mark,
Yep.
that was so emotional, bro. Like I swear, I heard music playing in the background. I thought I was about to cry, man. I can feel it, man.
That's awesome, man. That's
No, it's
awesome.
great, Mark.
Yeah.
Two more questions, if you don't mind, Mark. The
No, I
next
don't
one
mind.
is from my Plant album. Did being Filipino ever hinder you in your career, either in MMA or in acting?
Oh man, did Filipino ever hinder my career? No, never hindered my
No.
career. I think it actually helped me because I'm so proud of where I came from. I'm so proud of my heritage. I'm so proud of my culture. I'm so proud of who I am. I'm so proud of how I grew up. I'm so proud of my family. And so that's why I'm named the Filipino Wrecking Machine, because I'm so proud of who I represent. And for me, not only do I represent the Filipino community, but I represent my family. I represent, my coaches, those that love me, and so I will rep them till the day I die, and so, that's just who I am. I'm so loyal to that point, and so I think it helped me, to be honest with you, and when somebody tried to look for a role in a film that played a lumpia eating Filipino assassin,
Yeah.
they thought about me, man.
Yeah.
They thought about me first.
You're the first one.
I was the first one, so I was like, "Dang, that's what's up." That
Mark,
helped me. That
yeah.
helped me get that role.
Mark, I'll tell you something right now, man. When my boys found out that you were gonna be on this podcast, they're like, "Yo, seriously? He's coming?" And I go, "Call Tita, go Tita, everyone, Tita, boy, I'll still roll like up. Go, Prince, you made it, finally. You made it, man. Mark's gonna be in there." But you know what? I think, Mark. I think the only thing I think that may have played a little bit of barrier for you in terms of like your come up in the UFC may have been just your nickname. I think they should have just called you Mark SP Muñoz. You know what the SP stands for?
SP. Let's go. Strong Pinoy.
No, super bogey. Super
Super
bogey.
Super bogey. I could have been called Mark, the Super Bogey Wrecking Machine.
There you go. If you threw that in there, oh my goodness, man.
That'd be sweet. That would be sweet.
Yeah, Mark, like you're such an amazing guy. You come across exactly as what people think you are, right? When we like in the intro, we did say like you were nominated the nicest guy in MMA, right? Like that's crazy. I mean, you must be so proud of that. Kind of going along that, the last question we have came. Congratulations on your 21st wedding anniversary, which was just last week, right? Yes, so that's wonderful. 21 years of marriage. The question mark is, and I was married just last year, so I appreciate the answer.
Yeah, for sure.
What are the keys to a successful marriage?
So, I mean, the keys to a successful marriage is, just love first and foremost. And love is a choice. It's not a funny feeling. You gotta choose to love your wife. You gotta choose to love her despite of what's happening in your relationship. Because what happens in your relationship sometimes, it can be rocky, man. You can be going through some adversity as far as marriage is concerned, You can be going through some dry spells. Some adversity as far as financially, emotionally, there's stuff that we have to work out and that we've worked out, and so, it's just learning how to maneuver through those things and have forgiveness be a part of it, and so truly forgiving somebody that you love is, not looking to collect records of wrongs, right? Now, you don't say, hey, remember this time you did this to me? This is no. Like, if you forgive them, like you truly forgive them, and love them thereafter, and then, in your relationship, you got to have love, you got to have joy, you got to have peace, you got to have patience, you got to have kindness, you got to have gentleness, you got to have self-control, you got to have faithfulness. Those are the things that truly help a relationship, and so, to be able to talk about this in just a condensed question is pretty difficult, but it takes years, man, to be able to acquire those attributes I just listed out. It takes years, to be able to earn that trust, and to be able to, thrive through a marriage despite the financial circumstances or emotional circumstances or sometimes infidelity with somebody else outside of your marriage. I have a friend that's going through that, and so that's difficult, and they're staying together, right now. And, it's just learning how to maneuver through those things, and truly having those things, having love and grace and mercy pour over those situations. I think that's what it takes to have a successful marriage, for sure.
Hey, Mark, does it help that you know how to cook?
For sure, bro, for sure. Yeah, my parents used to own a Filipino restaurant in Pittsburgh, California. So I learned how to cook at a very young age, and so I was cooking breakfast, for people. So longsolog, tapsolog, tosolog, so I was cooking that. I was cooking, just everything salug, So I was just learning how to cook that, So, and those are, for those that don't know what that is, longanisa is a sweet sausage that you eat with rice and eggs, and then you have a sweet meat, which is pork, which is tocino, and a sweet meat that is beef, which is tapa. And then you put that on top of fried rice and a fried egg. So I cooked it to their liking, man. Sometimes they like crispy tapa, and I put it on there for a longer time, or they like to have like more garlic in the rice, and so I put more garlic in the rice. So I cooked it to their liking, man. So I know how to cook, for sure.
Mark, let me ask you, man. So how did you even make it through weight cuts?
Dude, hey.
Mark, when you first showed up, I remember you raised your hand, and then we took a shot of your abdomen. The man had abs. I was like, yo, you're 6 foot, and I think what was your weight class at that time? It was like
185.
185, and with abs. I was like, whoa, this guy's an anomaly.
Yeah, I know.
180, 6 foot with abs. Woo!
Yeah, bro. It was hard. I definitely couldn't eat Filipino food, cutting weight, man. It was hard because, hey, just eating rice, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't eat rice, man. I had to eat like, and it made me sad and depressed, man. I had
quinoa,
sweet potato. No, that's the only carb I ate. So, and I couldn't have longanisa, I couldn't have lumpia, I couldn't have tapa, tocino, I couldn't have any of that stuff. About the only thing I can really eat is like tinola or sinigang or nilaga. That's the only thing.
That's it. So, wow. So all you had was kamote. That's it. So sweet potato in Filipino is kamote. That's it, right?
Kamote. Yeah, kamote. That's all I can eat, man. So, but not with the brown sugar. And not with it. It's straight up like grass-fed butter. That's it. So yeah, that's all I had.
Mark, this has been an absolute pleasure. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties.
That's all good.
But I mean, coming on here has been such an excitement. I'll tell you, this is episode 17, I think, for us.
Nice. Congratulations.
I'll tell you, I have never seen Prince so excited for the podcast until he knew that you were coming on. This was his. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to quit after this podcast. I don't know.
I'll tell you, Mark. I'll tell you. You know what? I'll tell you right now, man. You are the Manny Pacquiao of the UFC for us. Like when you first came in, the boys were like, "Yo!" I remember watching your first fight. It was just like, "Yo, I think this guy's Filipino." Everyone's like, "Yo, come here. Yo, is this guy Filipino?" And they're just like, "Yo, he is. Yo, we made it." And then on top of that, you were in the heavyweight division. Bro, that's huge. Like heavyweight division. When you first pulled out, everyone's just like, "Oh man!" But all these other Filipino teams are coming out. Team Sakai and Philip Nova. Everybody's like coming out, right? Small. But find Mark, man. Mark's in there, and he was in the thick of it. And I remember I was watching. There was one fight that still stuck to me. Man, it was like one of the most nerve-wracking fight. You were fighting Kendall Grove. And oh my God, Kendall Grove had you had you in the first round, and it looked, oh my gosh, like, oh come on, Mark, let's pull us through. And all of a sudden, you turned it around, second round, knocked them out. They take TKO. They're like, holy crap, he won. And then after that, they're like, yeah, that's one of the nicest guys in UFC. They gave you that title. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I remember that. Actually, I don't remember it because I got concussed in that fight, but yeah, I just remember waking up on a single leg. I'm like, oh man, I'm still in it.
And then it happened again. I woke up in a double leg. I'm like, oh shoot, like what's going on here? And then I just, hey, then I got on top and definitely played the Donkey Kongas on his face, for
That's
sure.
it.
So yeah, but yeah, that fight was crazy, man. I remember, and I ended up getting a bonus for that fight, 2 bonuses actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
A
yeah,
rare
it
double.
was awesome.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
well, Mark, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. I can't wait to watch the movie Lumpia 2. I want to watch it while eating some lumpia and all
There you
that
go.
food that you're talking about.
Awesome.
Prince, I'll let you say your goodbyes, Prince.
Okay, well, Mark, before you go, I just want to ask, well, you think there's going to be a sequel? I mean, a trilogy to this bad boy?
Oh yeah. Be on the
And Mark,
lookout for sure.
and Mark, you know what? I guess your arch enemy. I think the first person you have to face in part 3 is your arch nemesis, Tilapia.
Tilapia. Oh,
So
yeah.
Lumpia faces his like half brother who he left behind in the Philippines. He's like, yo, how come you're not calling me? How come there's a bad connection? It's me,
Yeah.
Tilapia. So we gotta
Hey,
fight over it.
and I might even have an accomplice with me too, Adobo Boy.
Adobo.
Adobo Boy, dude. You know what I'm saying? And he chunks like manok, the chicken legs, the chicken legs, and then he has the little small peppers, as like BB guns, like in the BBs, like the little small peppers in there, and then like a smoke screen with bay leaves,
Hey, Mark, I'm writing the script down now. So you said chicharron,
Yeah.
right? Chicharron and
There you
manok,
go,
right? So
yeah,
but
chicharron.
But hey, Mark, no, listen, I
Mhm.
appreciate you being here and appreciate you
Yeah, man.
taking the time. And I wish you nothing but the best. And we're very proud of you and all that you do. And continue rep the Philippines, continue repping you. You're an amazing person.
Always.
And good
Thank
luck to you and your family. And say hi to the family for me. And say hi
will.
to Tito Prince says hello. Okay. And
Okay,
Trey,
for sure.
okay, Trey, I need a championship. All right. I need a chip. I know the
He
loss,
will.
but listen, he's gonna bring that chip back.
He
NCAA
will,
gold
bro.
medalist. All right.
He will, man. He will for sure. So
All right.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you,
much.
man. Maraming salamat. Pare.
But thank you, Kuya. All right.
Yeah,
You good,
wala
guys.
ka
Thank you, Mark.
All right, sige.
All right. See you again.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, sige.
That is crazy.
Wow, that's so cool.
Prince.
Man. Oh, can I cry? I gotta cry now.
Okay. So funny. Not only is he so he's the chef. That was amazing. And then the fact that he gave so nice emotional speeches too, like the stuff about the marriage and things like that. Like it was really deep, man. Like beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It
Literally,
was amazing.
that was some of the that was a really powerful. It was a roller coaster interview. That right there. It was like the ups, the downs. He really got into it with the cooking.
And again, so I do want to apologize to people for the technical difficulties at the beginning. I'm not going to edit that out, Prince. I don't think it was very long. When I got kicked out, you guys kept going. It was okay?
Oh, yeah. No problems.
Okay. Nice. Prince, before we get on with a few more things, and this is going to be a shorter episode, Mark stayed with us for quite long, actually, too. Let's say again, though, the restaurant in downtown Toronto, Eastlas, ISLAS. Yes. Thank you so much. I had the lumpia yesterday. It was amazing, guys. There is lumpia that is like massive, and it's filled with stuffed chili peppers.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, never had anything that amazing.
And you know what? Also, their manette, these peanuts that Mark gave to me for free. He's like, Prince is like, here, take it. And I go, really? And I snacked on it. I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me. This thing is like infused with garlic. One of the best manette I've ever had. But shout outs to Mark as well from Islas. Thank you for providing us with the lumpia. And also, you know what? Just a really cool dude. Knows a lot about Filipino history and also the martial arts. So we will have him here on the podcast one day. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun too.
Nice. All right, Prince. Next thing up, I do want to quickly talk about, they just announced Jake Paul signing to fight Tyron Woodley. This is going to be August 28th, Showtime main event. What is your pick for that fight? Woodley versus Logan Paul? Jake Paul.
Woodley. I would say Woodley. Yeah, Woodley. I mean, the scrap between the two, even the talk behind the scenes as well. I mean, how they were going at each other just before the Ben fight. and it looked like it's bad blood. And even the trainers from Jake's end, they were like, yeah. You know what? I got a belt too, and I think it's going to be an exciting fight. Hopefully, this is the one that I think it might be a throwaway. It might be a throwaway, but I'm still going with Woodley, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm going for this fight.
Woodley has lost 4 of his last 5 fights.
Mhm.
I early prediction right now, I'm going with Jake Paul to get the win. I hate to say this, and I hate even thinking that,
Mhm.
but coming off 4 losses, I feel like he's going to be a little bit mentally concerned or mentally worried. He's not coming off a high. Like when he was champion in UFC, he was very positive, braggadocious,
Mhm.
Had the world on his shoulders, like had everything.
Okay, I think we might have another technical difficulty, guys. So again, but Tim, yes,
Sorry.
go ahead, buddy. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I'm getting my internet fixed tomorrow, so I hope that this is fixed. Anyways, I'm going for Paul right now, but we will talk about this later. Prince, the next thing we want to talk about is UFC Rozenstruik versus Sakai. Rozenstruik versus Sakai. Due to time stuff, we'll just talk about the main event. These are 2 heavyweights who have both lost their last fight. Rozenstruik is 11-2. He does have a kickboxing record of 76-8, and he's facing Sakai, Brazilian, who is won 4 of his last 5. Recently lost to Overeem. He's 15-2 overall. Who do you have for this fight?
So I think it's going to be Rozenstruik. I think he's going to be the one that's going to take it, just because of the kickboxing expertise that he has. I know they're both coming off of losses, and I know he's going to want to get back in the winning circle and potential championship contention. I mean, he's just getting through this fight, but I honestly think it's going to be Rozenstruik's going to take this one.
All right.
How about you?
In classic fight in sight tradition, I am going against you. I'm going with Sakai. Rozenstruik has had, like we just said, like 100 fights. Last week when we spoke to Dr. Jim, he talked about concussions and those kind of like effects that can have on you over time. We just heard Mark Muñoz say that in his fight with Kendall Grove, he was concussed, didn't even realize what was happening, wakes up, right? I feel like Rozenstruik losing his last fight, the amount of damage he has taken over his career, I do worry. Sakai and him are both right on par, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Sakai just for being like the fresher fighter. So I'm going to go with Sakai. So again, this is a card, and we're not even talking about any of the other fights because they are more of your lesser known fighters, I would say, right? Like you and I were going through the card. But those are normally the cards, Prince, that produce some banging fights.
That's it. And these are the no-name fighters, are the ones that are come up with the knockouts, weird submissions that you've never seen before. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see any in the highlight reels, right? So
yeah, that's right. Last thing we're going to do, Prince, we are going to skip the fight insight, fight on site, fight simulator. But we will still say our 2 fighters, and this is in honor of our guest. We are doing Fight on Site Vigilante Edition. So we are picking. You sound very excited, Prince. We are doing 2 fighters, 2 vigilantes. We are picking comic book characters to go up against one another. Prince, I will let you say your guy first.
All right. So the vigilante that I have for the fight on site is the one and only the Punisher. I picked the Punisher. You know what? This guy is a badass. He goes in there, gets the job done. I mean, the reason why he's vigilante is because his family got killed during in the middle of a crossfire between 2 gangs, and from that forward, he's like, I'm gonna go and just destroy everything. Right. And ever since the Netflix series came out, he's been another one of these superheroes, vigilantes that, just will not stop until they get the jobs done. So that's my pick.
All right. And I am somewhat cheating because I think a vigilante is not supposed to have superpowers, and this guy kind of does. but he's always more of a vigilante. I am picking Daredevil, Matt Murdock. You talk about the Netflix shows. Well, it all started with Daredevil, and apparently the exact same Daredevil from the Netflix series is going to be showing up in the next Spider-Man movies. I've always loved Daredevil, man. Look, this guy's so cool. He's blind. He's a lawyer by day, vigilante by night, fights in Hell's Kitchen. You know, cool character. I'm saying that he takes it against the Punisher. We'll see what happens. Guys, we're going to put the Fight On site up on our Instagram on Saturday. We always have the story. We're going to show the two fighters, and you pick which one you think wins. Prince, you are up. I think the score is 8-5. You beat me last week. Chael Sonnen destroyed Rich Franklin really bad.
I was surprised because I thought, like Rich Franklin, like masters in education and bachelors in mathematics. Yeah. I thought that was going to be a sure L for me, but hey, I took it. Sonnen took it,
Dang it. Prince, before we go, can you let people know where do they find us if they want to find us?
All right. If you guys want to find us, again, you can find us at Spotify, Fight Inside Podcast. And you can follow us on Instagram at Fight Inside Podcast as well. And if you want to and also you can watch the videos at YouTube at Fight Inside Podcast. And if you want to be a guest and you want to be a part of the show, you can email us at fightinsidepod@gmail.com.
That's it. Thanks, Prince. I know this was a quick one. I know there were some technical difficulties. Again, for those that are watching it on YouTube, we really appreciate all the comments and the likes and subscribes. We appreciate that. Please do tell your friends about us. We are trying to grow. And I did want to say hello again to the New York Podcast Network. They've put us on. We've gotten tons of viewers from them. So we really appreciate being a part of that network. So thank you very much. Prince, I guess this is it.
This is it. Well,
I can't believe we got this done.
I'm so happy, man. Okay, I got it.
So good. Guys, I know. Next week for our podcast, we do have planned Ashley Evans Smith, UFC fighter and podcaster extraordinaire. We talked about her a few weeks ago saying that she was going to come on. We had to unfortunately move her due to some scheduling conflicts, but she's scheduled to come next week. Guys, before next week's podcast, do check out her podcast. It's called Sex and Violence. It's definitely worth a listen. It's very cool stuff. And Prince, that being said, I guess we're good.
We're good to go. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Again, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. You can find us, watch us, listen to us. We're there. All right.
Bye, guys. Have a good one, Prince.